Welcome, welcome. It's another episode of Dynasty Pylon. We are here talking about the Browns. And not only are we just talking about the Browns, we actually have a really good friend that I've met, and he's a huge Cleveland Browns fan. So his name is Sean, and give him a warm welcome. He's going to join us today. Basically, hopefully he defends his team, or he just talks trash about his team. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. But he is a Browns fan, and just like every other Browns fan, they're just a roller coaster of emotions. So Sean, what's up, man?
What's up?
Welcome in.
What's up?
What's up,
So,
What's
Sean?
up, guys?
Welcome in.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
yeah, man. So, I'm assuming you've been a Browns fan your entire life, or how does that?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not from the area. My dad was, and he was
Okay.
what got me into football. So I just kind
Right,
of
you're in
picked it up
Texas,
from
right?
him. Yeah, I'm in Texas. Yeah, I just kind of picked it up from him and just kept with it.
Kind of
So
roll with it. I don't
yeah,
know
pretty
with
much all the entire time I've liked football, I've been a Browns fan.
that. Okay, well, not bad. I mean, I've known like my cousins are they're Raiders fans, and because of their dad. And even though we grew up here in Arizona, so it was like
Mhm.
nothing. So I get it. Kind of like Mark here as well. Kind of rubbed off from being his dad being a fan of Washington. So
I mean, I did
yeah,
live there
I
for 6 years too, but yeah,
right. You were up. That's right. You were all over the
yeah.
place though. Yeah,
I was
I
a
feel like
military
your whole
brat,
childhood's
so
all been all over. Yeah.
born in
Um,
Germany, lived in Texas, lived in Maryland, lived in Washington State,
yeah. You've
then
been all
lived
over.
here.
What is up, Daytonas? What's up, man? How are you doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday is woo. We're just talking about the Browns today, so it's a little different. It's been a while, man. You hope you're okay. You've been doing all right. Thank you, Mark. Um, so how much have you done fantasy football? Much?
Yeah, somewhat. I keep up with it. It's hard for me to get into like keep leagues running because none of my like friends or like family like really uh keep up with that stuff. So it's like I keep up with it. Like I'll just like be on the app and like watch the NFL Network's fantasy program, all that stuff. I'll keep up with it. It's just I haven't had enough people where I can actually run my own leagues and stuff like that. But setting one up. I think I've got a draft coming up here in like a few days with my roommates, and we're gonna try that. So, but yeah, I've been here and there with fantasy.
That's what's up. All right. Well, we're really big into fantasy. I
Yeah.
know Mark's had what 18 years,
Something like
19
that.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I got
18,
about 20 to
17.
21 on you. I think I got about 2 years on you. That's about it. So collectively, we've been doing a lot of fantasy football, and it's been wild. It's been crazy. Been doing all kinds of leagues. I've been introducing Mark to different types of leagues, and
hmm
uh, I've been keeping him on his toes. I think we're doing the guillotine one. I don't think you've ever done that one before. So,
I have
what's up,
not.
Tank? What's up, man? Just introducing Sean here, Browns fan, so out of Texas. So nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm a Falcons fan living in this hot ass state of Arizona. So, but anyways, so talking about the Browns. Now, obviously, with as of late, starting off the season, they just acquired Deshaun Jackson from basically all of their they gave up a first, a fourth, and a few other selections to acquire him. I think it was like a second round or two, or like at the 44th
We
overall.
gave up a lot. We gave up.
Yeah,
I want to say we gave up like I think it was 3 first rounders.
yeah, it was quite.
It was a trade. It was a
It was.
trade.
And then shortly after that, Baker, I guess, got a little jealous or something, but which is crazy because I feel bad for the guy. Baker Mayfield, essentially has been the best quarterback that the Browns have had in over quite some time. And so
Since
now,
Kosar, he has been the
yes,
best quarterback for us,
right,
and he would have been amazing. I fully agree with how Baker was feeling. Like I'm fully fine with everything that he did because the Browns literally just threw him out the window, straight up with the Deshaun trade, and it sucks because football wise, yeah, Deshaun Watson is miles better than Baker. I'm a huge Baker fan, but like Deshaun Watson is a top 10 quarterback in the league at his best. It's an insane trade. It's just the situation that it was itself is just horrible. How we got him, the whole situation he's going with, it's just horrible. So I understand Baker's frustration and everything. I think he will be the starter throughout the entire year for the Panthers. I think he's way better of an upgrade than Sam Darnold. He'll do stuff with them. I'm actually scared of him week 1 because I don't know who's going to be healthy. We always have health issues on defense, and we can talk about that later. But I am actually very scared of him week 1. But yeah, it was definitely a situation.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So with Baker going there, the Browns will not have a first round until 2025. So giving the full year of basically a 5-year deal with $233 million contract, with the first year basically being paid off. But however, these 22 lawsuits did not, go comfortably with the NFL. And right now, they are in debates whether to basically cancel out his entire year. So they're fighting for 6 games. They're fighting for 8 games with $5 million, whatever that was thrown out the other day. But now they're still fighting for the entire year. So we'll see. Now we don't know what's going to actually happen. So after that, they also shortly, I think they acquired Amari Cooper from Dallas Cowboys, which was one of the greatest receivers there. So now he's going to be there, added with Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Landry. Well, not Landry anymore. Landry actually left. My bad. But
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, Donovan Peoples-Jones. And David Bell as well.
So David Bell and another rookie that we got, Michael Woods II. He has been balling out from what I've seen and what I've heard in camp. He has been balling out. I'm super excited to see what he can do. He will probably definitely get gameplay steps. He may get a starting position every once in a while, depending on health, but he's been balling out, and I'm really excited to see that from him.
Right. Well, we'll talk about Michael Woods here in a second. We're about to knock out the rookies here in a second, but I mean, the defense itself, obviously Myles Garrett being one of the best in the league right now. So, Mark, as always, you typically lead us off with the rookies. Let me go get that up here and then go ahead and just name them off, and we should go from there. If I can just find my graphic here. There you go.
So obviously, as we stated, they didn't have a first or second round pick. They had a bunch of third round picks though.
Yes.
Starting with number 68, because I guess Houston sent them this one in the trade. They got Martin Emerson, cornerback out of Mississippi State. Then with the number 78, they got Alex Wright, defensive end out of UAB. And then round 3, number 99, their first receiver that we were just talking about, David Bell out of Purdue. Then we got also from Houston, Perry and Winfrey, defensive tackle out of Oklahoma. Then you got Cade York, kicker out of LSU. That's not something you see every day, especially in the fourth round.
Yeah.
Kicker. All right. And then number 156, you got Jerome Ford, running back out of Cincinnati. And then with the 202nd pick via Dallas, we got Michael Woods II, wide receiver from Oklahoma. Isaiah Thomas, defensive end, Oklahoma. What's up, Alyssa? Long time no see. And then we got Dawson Deaton, center out of Texas Tech, round 7 to 46.
Yeah. So quite the handful. The problem is, none of these were in the first couple of rounds. And typically what we see is a lot of these guys in the later rounds don't actually make the field. So we'll see. Oh, she likes your beard. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Well, both of you guys got beards.
Yeah, right.
But I'm pretty sure it wasn't to you, Mark. She's used to your face.
Yeah, right.
We got a new guy here. But yeah, so it's interesting. But yeah, Sean, you were saying that Michael Woods has been kind of popping off in.
Yeah, he's been doing really well from what I've seen and heard. He's gotten in runs with the ones from what I've seen, and he's just like speedster just like deep threat type of guy. Kind of not as fast as Anthony Schwartz. He's still going to be our speed demon, but he's got the speed. His route running has looked really good. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Obviously, we're kind of stacked at the wide receiver position, but I do think he can come in some games when we need him to and make some plays. If we need to just run up the score or actually get back into something, I definitely think he's a viable option to run during the games.
Yeah. With Schwartz there, Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, David Bell, it's going to be interesting to see. So yeah, no, I agree. I've been hearing some similar stuff to do. It's kind of well, not like I didn't really look into it. But like I know, we hear things off camp. This is the time we start hearing a lot more as the weeks go on. We just finished up what was it? Ravens in Tennessee yesterday with also the New York Giants and New England. I don't know if you guys caught that at all. It was pretty good. And then they threw freaking Bailey Zappi in there, and I was like, oh, geez.
You got a touchdown, man. You got a touchdown.
Yeah, hey, he did get a touchdown.
Lucky. I can't stand that guy. His arm is just sucks, man. He's just horrible. He's a horrible QB, and I thought, maybe throughout the offseason or something, he would find some way to get better, learning from Mac and Cheese. But I guess, no, it's the same stuff we saw in February in the Senior Bowl. It was the same crap. So I was like, well, whatever, this guy's done.
Yeah, he did not look good in that Senior Bowl, that is for sure.
Yeah, it was
like underthrow after underthrow.
Yesterday either.
Well, I didn't see it in the highlights. I just know he scored a touchdown.
All right, well, whatever. But so... Don't we have a game today, right? Or is that we have
we've got
tomorrow.
We got a few games.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, we have one today. We have Atlanta and Detroit. We actually have the Cleveland Browns and Jacksonville, right?
Yep, which is funny because my roommate is a Jags fan, so we're going to be watching that tonight.
Oh wow.
Nice. And then
Watson's
also
starting.
Yep.
Hey, what? Yeah, Watson is what?
Yeah, Watson is starting.
Yeah, Watson's starting. We're starting everyone.
Yeah, and then after that we have Arizona and the Bengals. Then you got New York and Philadelphia, Green Bay and San Francisco, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games today. So basically back to back. What's up?
That's what Brayden just said. He said 5 games tonight.
I'm not looking at the comments. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm not even on that page. My bad, dude. But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I'll probably end up watching most of these. I don't know if Red Zone's running yet, but if they do, then I'll probably be on it. But yeah, other than that though. So let's talk about the defense. So this defense is clearly probably still, in my opinion, one of the best in the league.
Yep.
They got Myles Garrett, Jordan Elliott, Brian Clowney, Jordan Owusu-Koramoah, Anthony Walker, Taki, Ward, Johnson, Williams, Greg Newsome, the addition of Winfrey and Wright. Like these, I still think this defense can be a key turning point to a lot of key games that they need.
Oh yeah. Our defense really, the only problem that has been with our defense is not even the defense's fault. It's just that it's health issues. It's always been health issues for the past 3 years. Our defense has always been subpar to what they can be just because of health issues. And Joe Woods trying to find his way as a DC. He's had some amazing moments. He's had some terrible moments last year. I still believe in him fully. But it just comes down to health issues. If we can just keep everyone healthy, our defense should be fine. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, he's going to lead this defense, honestly. Obviously, Myles Garrett's there, but Owusu-Koramoah is a playmaker. I love this dude. Yeah. He played amazing last year. He is everywhere. He knows where the ball is going to be. He's a really smart guy on the field. I'm really excited what he's going to do in year 2. Anthony Walker, the vet of the linebacker room. I love having him because he's just been a great piece for us to have. Solid player.
Corey Bobo,
good luck. Yeah. Oh yeah, our punter.
Horquez, yeah.
Yeah.
But Horquez.
Yeah, but Horquez, yeah.
Yeah.
But Denzel's gonna play out. He's gonna ball out. Greg Newsome, I love him. Greedy, he's been one with the most health issues. Hopefully he can stay healthy because he's a good player. I'm excited to see what Martin Emerson Jr., the rookie, can do. And then Grant Delpit getting healthy again. John Johnson, he was fine last year. I think he'll be fine again. But yeah, it just comes down to health issues, really. If we can just keep everyone healthy, whether it's changing the game plan for the week, for the practice plan, or something, we just got to make sure we can keep that under wraps as much as we can.
No, I agree. Owusu Koromora is one of my favorites, and it's crazy. I remember watching the draft last season. Myself and Mark, we were like, "How is he not drafted yet?" We really thought he was going to go in the first round.
We liked him a lot.
Yeah, it was, but it was the it was some health issue that they found out, like teams were finding out.
Yeah, it was kind of like the Nakobe Dean thing.
Yeah,
this season, like there's always something
yeah.
that the teams fade on because they don't like a certain thing.
Yeah,
so
but
he
fell to us, and we got him. Yeah. He fell, we got him, and I'm happy about it because I wanted to pick him up. I remember I was at my job. I worked at a food place, and I was watching the draft because my boss didn't really care. And I was really happy to get Greg Newsome in the first round, but I was like, I'm surprised we didn't take Joker there. And then he kept on falling, and I'm like, we were able to snag him in the second round. And I was super happy about that. That really set us up, really.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to be a really good key asset this season.
Yep.
I'm actually getting him everywhere in IDP leagues. At least I'm trying to.
Not in our league because I got him.
Well, yeah, you drafted him. That's in a dynasty league.
I did.
So, but I'm talking about like other leagues that the dynasty league, like, that's kind of hard to come by. So, but in other leagues like redraft leagues, I'm trying to get him. I'm in a few of those when it comes to IDP leagues. So, I honestly think he's kind of high on my radar with a handful of other guys. So I'm not fading him at all. I'm definitely getting him. Walker's one of those guys that probably a lot of people aren't looking at either. But obviously Myles Garrett is probably drafted higher than both of them. So a strong breeze hurts Greedy Williams.
It really does. Because the thing is it was like a nerve issue for like 2 years right after we drafted him, and that's why that was like the whole thing was he was having a fucking like nerve issue in his shoulder or something. I don't remember what it was, but it was like, but it kept him out for 2 years. So hopefully it doesn't happen because he's played some and he's a good man corner, and I love having that because if we play defense how I want us to play next year, we're going to be blitzing a lot. So we're definitely going to need that man coverage. And he's good at that. Hopefully he can just stay healthy because that was, God, it was terrible. It wasted like 2 years.
Yeah. But I mean, overall though, I'm not saying it like, because I'm looking at their schedule. We're going to get to it, but I think that they could pull off defensively a lot of these games.
Oh, yeah.
So, but we'll jump into that later. So, Mark, you have anything about defense?
I'm just like he was saying. I'm very excited to see what Jock does this year too. I saw so many mock drafts with Washington taking him with the 15th pick last year, and then we went with Jermaine Davis, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, whoa, we could still get Jock in the second round. What is going on here? But then obviously ultimately went to Cleveland, but didn't deter me from drafting him still because I was like, I'll still take him because I think he's going to be a beast. Yeah. And we'll just have to see.
Yeah, you in that draft, you took both Nick Bolton and Jock. So
yeah, well, Nick Bolton I got as a free agent because no one drafted him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I picked him up as soon as the draft ended, or as soon as free agency started. He was the first person I picked up.
I remember that. I think I mentioned it that no one had picked him up, and I was already set on Wagner and Parsons. I was like, well, I don't really need him. So, but yeah, good for you, man. Both of these guys should ball out. So, all right. So the headache of an offense right now at QB situation.
Yep.
We'll leave that last. I know.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Let's leave that last, but we'll talk about we'll just jump with Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt might actually potentially want to get out this
Oh
year, and
yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
that's gonna
he
happen.
wants out.
Oh,
But
that was
They denied it, though.
Yeah, the
yeah,
Browns
that
said no.
was. Here's my issue with that. I love Kareem. I love the two-back system that we're running with Chubb and Kareem. But the thing is that Chubb is amazing enough to where if we can still put all the load on him, and he would literally be the best running back in the league. I still think he's the best pure runner in the league. But the thing is I don't know why we didn't deny it. Or I don't know why we did deny it. I don't know why we didn't accept it. Because Kareem Hunt is good enough to where we can trade him for a real piece to fill in somewhere else, whether it's offensive line, because we lost JC Treader, whether it's tight end because we run a lot of 2-3 tight end stuff, and Harrison Bryant, I don't know if he's going to pan out very well. He was all right last year, but I don't know how he's going to shake out. I was really annoyed that we didn't trade him because not only can we get a key piece, we have to Ernest Johnson still, and he is an amazing player that we still have. That is an amazing player that once he's done with us with his contract, or whether some team like trades him for, he's going to get some good money on his next contract. He's that good of a player. Like he's a definite starting running back in this league. I was really annoyed that we did not trade or that we denied his trade request, because now it has really made me despise Andrew Berry, our GM. It really, because other than the draft and picking up Amari Cooper, he has done nothing good else. I like getting Deshaun Watson was fine, but like we shouldn't have traded for him. We just shouldn't have, because of the whole situation that we can get into later. But Andrew Berry hasn't done anything besides a good draft in Amari Cooper that really makes me like him. And he keeps on making me more and more mad with every decision that he makes. And I just don't understand his mindset. And at this point, it's setting up for, we're going to have to do another complete clear out of the front office, where we need to clear out everyone, especially get Paul DePodesta out of there. Because he's been running things for years now. But it's setting up for that again, because with the Deshaun Watson case, I'll elaborate on this more later because we can get into it later. But I think we only have 2 years to win with this roster, and I can get into that later. Well, because like a lot of these guys are amazing, and we're not going to have the money for it because we backloaded the hell out of Deshaun Watson's contract. We have essentially 2 years to keep everyone and win. And one of those are already gone because we're not even going to have Deshaun Watson for the first half of the year, let alone this year. And I think they're still fighting for indefinite, so maybe not even next year. And Jacoby Brissett I think he's a starting caliber quarterback, yes. But is he good enough to win enough games, especially against the talented teams in the AFC that we would go up against in the playoffs, even with this roster to beat? I don't think so. He's not that great of a quarterback. He's still starting. He's a starting caliber quarterback, but he's not that good. We need a Deshaun Watson type player with this offensive roster to make sure that we actually go far in the playoffs.
Okay.
Because if Deshaun Watson gets,
we were going to talk about quarterbacks, so here we are.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Everything leads to
This is why I brought him, man. Like, he's so passionate about his team. Go ahead.
Everything
We're
leads
listening,
to
bro.
Go
for it.
Everything leads to the Deshaun Watson. It's annoying. Jacoby Brissett, with our first 6 games, he can win those. Besides maybe the Chargers, which would be a tough game. That's something we would have to win defensively in order for us to win. I think he can win those games. I don't expect us to start out 6-0. We'll probably get, I think we'll probably start like 4-2 or something. But as long as we can stay above 500 until we get Deshaun Watson back, if the league's appeal fails and we get him back week 7, then we should be fine. My issue is the league will probably get their appeal because they have the power, and we probably won't. Well, he'd probably be out for indefinite suspension, which is that's what our season depends on right now. Is just figuring out if the appeal actually goes through.
And depending on how that's going to happen, like who you're going to throw, because Brissett, obviously is essentially right now seems kind of like the main guy right now.
Yeah, I mean he is because I mean
Deshaun being gone for sure
yeah.
for 6. So they're going to rely on a lot of Chubb and a lot of Hunt if he decides to play or if he holds out. I honestly think Demetric Felton is going to have to step up the game behind Johnson. I think it's going to be Chubb Johnson duo with Felton getting in there a lot. I like Demetric Felton. He's actually
I love him.
One of my
I love him. I can go on and on. I can go
Yeah.
on and on about him. We can.
He's a receiver / running back. It's great.
You can put him anywhere and he'll succeed. It's just that another issue with this is the way Kevin Stefanski played last year. That the playoff run that we had in what was it 2020, 2020, 2021. It was amazing. Kevin Stefanski was an amazing coach. Last year, I'll state he was dog. He sucked last year. We built this complete offense around his power just run first 80% of the time, and he completely abandoned it last year for some unknown reason. I don't know why, whether he got scared, because the whole thing about it was going into last season, the book kind of got out on him, but it was still, the offense was still working. Yeah. I think he got scared, and he just bailed from it, and I really don't know why, because it was still working. I remember I talked to my dad about this. We were talking about, well, like, okay, coaches can have sophomore slumps, but it was bigger than just a slump. It was a big fall off from the year before last to last year. It was an insane fall off for him. So hopefully he can get his stuff together and actually play the way he did, like our playoff season 2 years back. Because if he can bring that back, then we should be sitting pretty.
Right. So
it was especially weird too when Baker got hurt and he was still like throwing the ball like 40 times a game.
Yeah, like, it was really weird.
Killing your quarterback, man.
Yep.
And you know what's stupid is a lot of people they put so much on him. The guy was actually throwing hurt every week for you guys, and just
past week 3, I think it was. He was throwing,
and he was out there every week hurt, and people are like, "Oh, he sucks." I'm like, you go out there, play injured, and no, it's physically impossible. And yet this guy was doing everything he could, but he was getting no gratitude for it.
Yeah.
So,
and here's the thing. So we had his rookie year, which he played amazing, 13 games, and he broke the rookie touchdown record. His sophomore year, lackluster. His third year was really good. Was probably his best year. And then it was last year that he got injured, and it sucked because he got injured in what I think every Browns analyst, fan, whatever, would consider his like prove it year. Like last year was his season to like play, get your extension, because we had to give it was the extension talk. Play like you need that extension, and he was until week 3, and then he get injured, and still he was. It just sucks because the argument is, oh well, it's his left shoulder. That's not his throwing shoulder. He throws with his right. Mechanics wise, that throws off everything. It doesn't matter. That throws off everything because you need your entire upper body for mechanics. So it really hindered him. Because
any injury that you received on any part of your body affects the entire way that your body runs.
Physically, mentally, with confidence, especially, because once you get injured, like, oh shit, can I do it? Can I still do it? I don't know. I've been through it. I've been through it with me playing football. I've had a hell of injuries where I'm just like, I don't know if I can still do what I need to do. I don't know if I can still pass it. I don't know if I can still run block. And it's the mentals mostly that it's just tough to get through. On top of, and sports media as a whole, I hate it. I hate sports media. On top of the sports media just piling stuff on him, it affects the person because these guys are PR trained to be like, I hear the haters talking. I really like. I hear the haters talking. They're not getting to me. It does. Even though you say it doesn't, it does get to you a little bit. But you just have to deal with it. And it sucks because you have this nation really of sports media just piling on, just like slander, right facts, wrong
just
facts,
throwing more crap into the fire.
Just throwing more crap at him.
Yep.
And it ruined it. worsens it even more. So
No, and it hurt. I'm pretty sure, and this is why the way taking all that into effect, and I think this is why probably after the trade, I think that was the last of the brutality he was going to receive, and I think
it was the last
when he
straw.
finally said, "You know what, I'm out," people were like, "Oh, he's just a kid. He's not acting like a real mature kind of guy," and that's probably what it was. Like, you do what he did last year, and then they tell you you suck, and then they're like, "You know what, we're just going to get somebody else." I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I really hope that he goes
literally
to Carolina. He does just fantastic.
Yeah,
over there,
I think he will do amazing with Carolina. Hopefully, hopefully he can ball out because I love him. Like my roommates, my friends, they're like, oh, he's not starting well, and he's like they like don't like they have no reason to believe him, right? So they're like, I don't know if he's actually starting caliber quarterback. Dude, I will stand by Baker till the day that I die. He's a starting caliber quarterback.
Easy.
He is a playoff quarterback. I will say that. He is a playoff quarterback. I think he is. At his best, he's a playoff quarterback.
If he stays healthy this season in Carolina, I think it's gonna shock the world on how well he does. Now, of course, if he stays healthy and if everything goes right there with the Carolina offense, I know it might take some time for him to actually adjust, but I think towards the end of the season, if everyone's still kind of like healthy-ish and he still has a couple of weapons, I mean, he has some really good weapons there.
Yeah,
Tommy Tremble is a really good tight end who should be coming up here pretty soon. Yeah. And then you got TMJ, you got Robbie, and then you got freaking DJ Moore. Like he has weapons, and then CMC obviously. Well, you know,
we'll see if he can stay healthy, but that's not really on Baker. It's more worrying about the wide receivers.
Right. And I think either way, he's going to pull it off, though.
Yeah, no, I think he will. But the thing is that everyone's still going, even if he plays amazing, everyone's still going to throw shit at him. Like, everyone is still going to pile it on.
That's everywhere, though. And no matter, unless they go freaking undefeated and, you know, under 10 interceptions, then they're good. You know? And look at Josh Allen. He wasn't, you know, his rookie year, sophomore year, everyone's like, ooh, he sucks or whatever. But then, and now look at him now. Everyone loves the guy.
Top 5 quarterback.
Yeah. So, you know, and that's the way the pendulum swings every single time. So,
yeah, it's just, it was such an unfortunate thing because I don't think a lot of people realize this dude went through 5 coaches, I think it was.
He never had a single coach every single year consecutively. You're absolutely right.
Like the only consecutive coach he had was Stefanski.
Mm-hmm.
He had to deal with Hugh Jackson. He had to deal with Freddie Kitchens. Like he had to deal with Todd Haley. Like he had to deal with all of that shit. And then, you know, Kevin Stefanski, he finally gets, you know, this, you know, a consecutive seasons of the same coach, and then we just toss him. So it's like we did nothing as a franchise to benefit him. And I think that's very underlooked when people are making these statements.
And I feel like you guys, like, it was never, they really never went out to go get a actual true weapon for him.
Well, like we tried, like, I mean, you've got OBJ, but that whole situation was
right. But I mean, after that, like, I understand Landry's there, OBJ, but they didn't like go outside, like get a third guy there. Like having OBJ, Landry, and then like a fresh rookie that's a high prospect probably would have been really good.
That's really what it was with DPJ. DPJ just panned out a little bit slower than we needed him to. He still planned out very well. I still think he's still amazing. It's just if he panned out quicker, it would have been amazing. The thing is that we had that whole OBJ situation where he plays like ass for us, and everyone's like, "Oh, free OBJ! It's all Baker's fault. It's all Case Keenum's fault. It's all Stefanski's fault." He goes to Rams, plays all right, and you know all that stuff. And then Landry, like he can be a number one, but he's not really a number one receiver. He's a slot. He's a slot receiver. I mean, he played amazing as the number one in Miami at the beginning of his career, but he's a slot guy. He's a slot possession route runner type guy, where he's just gonna, you know, make one move, get the ball, get like 5-10 yards, yak, and then, you know, maybe break out for a touchdown or something. But like, he's not like a superstar number one that like what OBJ was back in earlier in his career. So getting OBJ was our having that, and then having, you know, like DPJ and guys like that were like filling in that third spot. I was fine with. It's just that OBJ didn't do anything, and it was like Baker was playing injured. OBJ was like playing ass himself too. That's why I don't like the free OBJ stuff that happened, because he was playing like dog shit too.
Yeah, no, I think they were. But then there was times where OBJ would get upset over certain things.
Yeah,
and it was again another mental stress for Baker as well.
Yeah,
I remember what
he had to deal with.
We've talked about this one time on our show about how in 1 week, I can't remember which week it was, but he threw a touchdown to Landry or whatever.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And he ran all the way to OBJ, apologized. Like, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
And told him, I apologize, I'll get you one too. Yeah. Like, in theory, they shouldn't care about that. Like, dude, you
it's supposed to be a team
as
sport.
A whole offense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because he was more worried about the feelings of how they should all be happy. It shouldn't be that way. And I think that tacked onto it. So it was just a mess. And I honestly, like I said,
it was OBJ being like who OBJ is like, he's he was like the true like diva type guy. And I'm like, I'm all about like attitude and flair and stuff like that. But there's a point where it gets terrible, and OBJ is
got to play like a team. And that's
like OBJ is kind of is really the definition of it.
Right.
So that was just another bad situation.
So now with the weapons that they has now, Amari Cooper, hopefully he can stay healthy. You got Peoples Jones and David Bell, and obviously with Michael Wiz that we talked about. How do you guys feel about David Bell? Like, do you think he's going to be like really good, or is he going to be work in progress, or how do you think he's going to play out this year? Because honestly, I think he's probably a good fit for what they have now.
I think he's a really good fit. I think that it's kind of like in between of like ready now and a work in progress. Like, he's good enough now to where he's got that number 3 spot, right? So he's still going to get plenty of like games where he starts, gets plenty of snaps. But it's going to take I think it will take a couple seasons for him to get to his potential, just because I think he has a really high potential that he can get to. And
I think also from switching from QB as well.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I think he'll be fine. Throughout he did have injuries.
Yeah, he's gonna be work in progress with injuries. Yeah.
Well, he started on the pup list.
Yeah, but I think he'll be fine by the time, early in the season.
Yeah, I think he'll pan out just fine, honestly. Like, because at this point, I'm so used to injuries at this point to where I'm like, I really don't worry about them.
They just rotate in and out.
Yeah, because like injuries just are everywhere with this. Like for every team, there's injuries, but for the Browns specifically, we always have injuries everywhere. So I'm like, at this point, I can't really worry about injuries anymore, and I don't want to. So I'm like, if I think a guy can play, I think he can play. If he can't, he can't. I really don't care if he accidentally cut too much toenail off of his left pinky toe or something like that, so he can't play for 6 weeks. Like I really don't care. If he can play, he can play. And that's all I care about.
So I'm also like thinking Austin Hooper was there for a little bit. Came off one of a really good season with the Falcons, and then went over to you guys and was supposed to do really great. Instead, basically did nothing. And now you guys just re-signed David Njoku. And David Njoku they believe in the guy. So, I mean, with Harrison Bryant and David Njoku, like, I don't know how. Like, do you trust him? I'm kind of weirded out. I feel like they're in the middle of the tier.
I trust Njoku. I think he's a really good player. I think he's a really good.
Think he's top 10 this year?
I think he can play to get. He's not top 10 right now. Hell no. But I think if he plays well enough, he can get close enough, if not that top 10 spot. He's got the talent.
Like around 12 to 15 spot, maybe.
Yeah. Like
to me, I think he's in the middle. Like, it was exactly with Hooper gone.
15. Yeah,
I think it'd be great.
Because his thing was that he had like he always made like amazing like one hand catches and stuff like that, and just like spec catches. But he did kind of lackluster. He was lackluster in like contested catches and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he really worked on that, and he's gotten a lot better, and it kind of shows, at least to me. My bigger issue at tight end is Harrison Bryant, because we do run a lot of two tight end stuff. He played all right last year, but I can't get a read on how this guy is going to pan out. I don't know whether he's going to be good enough, whether he's going to be just absolutely terrible. I can't get a read on him, because some games he'll play really well. He'll run his routes amazing. He'll get other people open. He'll get himself open for some catches. In other games, he just, kind of just stands there, not knowing what he wants to do or not knowing what he needs to do.
Right.
So I think this year is really going to like show, okay, do we need to go grab somebody else, or is Harrison actually going to pan out to what like we need him to be? Is he going to be able to block in when we have two tight end, like an ace, one on each side type stuff, or double on like two on one side or stuff like that? Like, it really just depends on how he plays this year. Because I expect David and Njoku to be fine, but Bryant, I just don't have a read on him.
No, not Bryant. Really, I would definitely David Njoku obviously going to be the number one right now. I mean, clearly it's not even
it's not even close. Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to be top 10. Maybe with Deshaun coming back, maybe it'll change that. But then again, if he's ruled out for the next season, David Njoku's not going to be top 10, maybe top 15 until next season. To be honest, I don't think that Brissett's going to be the guy. They brought in Josh Rosen apparently. I guess
that was
we'll see how that goes. But I don't think between Dobbs, Rosen, and Brissett, it's going to be a weird. All right, who's feeling good today kind of type thing in my eyes. Yeah. As for the line, Wills, Bitonio, Harris, Teller, Conklin. I mean, it's not the worst.
This is my specialty. I'm an O-line guy, so for me specifically, I really like this lineup. Okay. Other than losing JC Treader, losing JC was a big hit to this. Nick Harris, he's been all right. I don't know how well he's going to fare, but at the center position, it's more about your guards and your center working together. It's not about a specific, obviously you're going to have one-on-ones if they run a 3-4, or like a 3-3 stack or something like that. Or like 5 down, but it's more about just the 3 interior guys working together, and having Bitonio and fucking Teller right next to you is a damn good duo to have as a center. Like that's some of the best you can ask for, in my opinion. So hopefully he'll pan out fine. We'll just have to see. I think he's in year 3 now at this point. So we'll just have to see. But White Teller, amazing. Bitonio's been great for years. Jedrick Wills, he's still got room to improve, but it's more about him just staying healthy at this point. Because if I have to see James Hudson play another damn snap for this team, I'm going to be pissed. He sucks. He is terrible. And then Jack Conklin has been fine. Same with him. Like if he just doesn't have it was weird seeing him get an injury last year, honestly. So I think he shouldn't have any health issues. But I think our front 5 is looking pretty nice.
I don't think it's that bad. I think it's like I said, it's not the worst. And of course, after what you just said, if you're more familiar with your team than because we cover all the teams. So that's why I brought you here. You're very passionate about your Browns, and I feel like you would want to talk about literally every single thing about it, so that's why I brought you here.
I literally can.
No, and it's fine. It's totally fine. So let's move on with the schedule, and let me pull that up. So where is it at? Here you are. Nope, that's not it. Schedule. Oh, first one. My bad. All right, so obviously they got a game here in the next 2 hours against Jacksonville. It's a preseason game, so we'll see who and who would not. Week 1 against Carolina is very interesting. Why? Because the whole Baker. Presumably, thinking Baker's going to start. I would imagine that he wouldn't. But that would be really weird if he didn't. And so
Matt Rule is going to Matt Rule. So I wouldn't if he thinks Sam Darnold's gonna start and is like wants him started over Baker, like that, like I wouldn't be surprised because it's Matt Rule. He does some interesting things, but
yeah,
Baker should be starting week 1, and it kind of worries me because he's going to be healthy. I think he will adjust to their offense pretty well. It just because he's he's a Brett Favre type guy. He's going to throw so many passes in the game, and he's going to throw interceptions. That's been his thing his entire career. Is that he's just going to throw as many passes as he needs to get the completions, and he's going to throw interceptions sometimes. That was kind of like the story his whole career when we drafted him.
Right. And regardless of the fact, even if they don't throw that as much, they still have a run game, which is probably going to torch the Browns. The Browns are going to have a difficult time with CMC, a healthy CMC. Then they travel. So they travel there. I don't think the Browns. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. They can't beat them though. I do believe that. I think that somehow, some way. I kind of view these teams as the same.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a tough game, but it's going to come down to that game is going to be a game where we kind of kick ourselves down to a point
I think
where
on both
we
of them.
don't win. But yeah,
it's going to be a strategic issue with both of these teams.
Yeah,
they're going to lose it for themselves.
It's going to be about working out the kinks. I think like both teams midseason form. I think the Browns wash them, but week 1. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be who works out the kinks better, who at halftime who has the better adjustments, and just who really shoots themselves in their foot.
Right. So after they go there, they go to either way, it's gonna be an interesting. So we'll kind of put our vote in later here, but then when we go to Carolina, then we host 2 games here in New York and then Pittsburgh. I do believe that New York is still kind of establishing themselves still with. And then the loss of Mekhi Becton, so it's going to hurt them a little bit. So I think the Browns are going to overtake that one. Yeah. Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Mitch Trubisky, all I've heard is really good things out of camp right now. So we'll see how they do. I mean, we got 3 weeks of preseason starting this week, so we'll see how they run. Mike Tomlin's a really great coach. However, I still think that the Browns can beat them. That's going to be another close game in my eyes. Atlanta is just a crap show right now, so I think that's going to be too easy. Then we got LA, New England, Baltimore, Cincinnati, and a nice bye week at week 9. And then in the second half, we got Miami, Buffalo, Tampa Bay, Houston, Cincinnati, Baltimore, New Orleans, Washington, and Pittsburgh. So, Mark, I mean, you've been kind of listening this entire time. So what do you schedule? Like, what's up, man?
It's not a half bad schedule, to be honest. Like, if the defense is as good as we think it could be, like, they can single-handedly win at least half of these games, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Then it's just going to come down to, I guess, quarterback play for me. Like, once you get past week 8, you got to be like, Watson playing, Brissett playing, Watson playing, Brissett playing. Like, who's playing, you know?
Yeah.
And for me, you know I've been raving about suspension of week 12.
Oh, we all know you want him to come back to play the Texans.
I want him. Look, suspend him for 12 games. Give meet in the middle, do 12 games, and have him come back for Houston. That's what I want.
That would be funny.
Just to start some drama, and I think that would be great. That's
the league would do that too. The league would definitely do that.
I would hope for that. That's exactly what I've been wanting. Brian, one of our co-workers in the Nerd Huddle, Brian, he mentioned it, and then ever since he mentioned it, I have been wishing for that. So and they're still in discussion on when he'll come back. He'll feel it's going to be 6 games, 8 games for the whole year.
Yeah.
But for me, I would hope that it would go 12 weeks and come back week 13 against Houston. Oh God, I would love that so much.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you guys think about the first half? I'm
Even if
looking
Watson
at
does come back, though, like how well do you think he's going to play?
I think that
Go
that's the reason why we're playing him in preseason is like to see like, okay, can he actually mesh well? Because we need him to get him like some reps before like, so when he comes back after suspension, like he actually like knows what the hell is going on, but
Right.
like it doesn't do enough. That's the thing. But Deshaun Watson is good enough to where like he's always been like a more creative guy. Like after the play breaks out horribly, like he'll make something happen. It's gonna be weird. I think it'll take him like if we get him back week 7, I think he should be fine after bye week. Like I think he'll be accumulated well enough to where he can actually play as well as he needs to with this team. But if he only has the 6 games that has been stated by that judge, then we get him back. We get him back really when we need him, because if we can win, because I think we'll definitely lose to Los Angeles. I think the Chargers will beat us. Our defense will probably keep us in that game if they're playing really well. Like if they're on a hot streak, they'll keep us in that game. But our offense won't do enough to win that. Week 6, that would be a revenge game for us because they shit on us last year. So we need to come back with a vengeance. But week 7 and week 8, specifically week 8, is when we really need Deshaun Watson to step up. Because playing Baltimore and beating Baltimore is just more about what our defense can do. Because Lamar is a issue on his feet, and obviously I'm a Browns fan, so like, is he like one of the best quarterbacks in the league? Is he terrible? Like he's a decent quarterback, but he's an issue on his feet. That's what his game's predicated on. He's an issue with his feet. So as long as we can deal with that well, which we have done before, obviously to an extent, because you can only contain Lamar so much. It's more about Cincinnati. Cincinnati worries me.
I don't think you guys can take Cincinnati.
I
don't think so.
I
think their defense is actually pretty decent right now. And, of course, their offense is just immaculate.
Yeah, their offense is amazing. It just depends on how their defense shakes out, because their defense was really good last year, but who knows if it actually, like, if it shakes out well, because it could just bomb.
The thing is how well the injuries are going to go that far.
Yeah.
Like week 8, I'm pretty sure at least somebody's going to be gone. Like,
yeah,
you know, and then Jesse Bates, obviously.
I was going to say Jesse Bates is a big one for me when it comes to that defense.
I forgot about you. Yeah, I forgot.
I mean, I would imagine, like, obviously Logan Wilson is going to be the key factor there in my eyes. I really like him, but it's you know, he's just a really good linebacker.
There you go.
And
they beat Cincy
took
twice
Cincy last year, both times with Baker.
But we did. But both those games were pretty damn close from what I remember. It's gonna be interesting because both these teams have increased in skill and talent, and just in general, both these teams are a lot better. So, it really just depends. Like I could see us. I can see us going 1-1. I can see us beating them both times. I can see us losing to them both times. It can go in either 3 ways. It really just depends on who preps more that week and just like who's more ready for that game.
Right.
Those games are going to be fun. Cincinnati, realistically, this is going to sound cocky as hell, but they're the only team I'm worried about in our division. I'm not worried about the Steelers at all, and the Ravens don't worry me that much. I mean, I always say that, and the Ravens just whoop our ass. But it comes down to game planning. I think if we get everything together, Stefanski is playing at his best, is calling at his best. Woods is calling at his best on defense. I think we should be able to beat him at least split the series. But Cincinnati is really the only team I'm worried about.
That's the only team you're worried about?
In our division, specifically.
Okay, all right, okay, specifically.
Yeah,
okay.
In our division.
I'm like, damn, you get confident as hell with the Buffalo Bills.
I'm worried about Tampa.
Well, he already said they were losing to Los Angeles. So.
No, yeah. I'm worried about Tampa. I'm worried about Buffalo. Los Angeles scares me.
I think you guys split with Baltimore probably.
I think we will. Like, obviously, I hate the Ravens the most out of our division.
Cincinnati.
But I think we definitely can split the series with them. I think we have a decent chance at winning both games. But as long as we split with our entire division, or at least as long as we, because I think we'll definitely go 2-0 against Pittsburgh. I think so. They've lost too much. If we can go 2-0 against Pittsburgh and split between Baltimore and Cincinnati, I think we'll be fine because I think we'll win enough games outside of our division to where we actually have a running for first place in the AFC North.
Go to Deshaun, the music maker. Okay. What's up, man? So I'm looking at this schedule now, and even with hold on. So, music makers are the best coach to NFL. Stefanski, easily awesome guy.
Oh, I don't know. I know. Hell.
Oh, Lord.
Whoa, hold your horses there, dude. He is not even top 10 as of last year. God, that is a take. That is a take.
Oh.
Hey, you must believe in him, man.
Hey, maybe if he was able to repeat his first year, his second year, I'd be maybe top 10. But they did not do well last year.
If he did the same thing last year like he did his first year, he would be top 10. But after last year, he's not even sniffing top 15. Honestly, he was terrible.
Right?
That's funny.
That's really funny.
Honestly, though, let me check the poll. So, I have a vote here so far, and let me see if I can pull it up here. I mean, you guys probably won't be able to see it, but let me see. I'm looking on YouTube right now. Okay, so we have 7 total votes on YouTube, and 14% say lower than 7 wins. 43% say 8 wins. 29% say 9 wins, and the 14% say higher than 9. I myself are on at 7 or lower.
Yeah, I'm at 7 or 8 right now. But I could easily skyrocket depending on the Deshaun Watson suspension.
Now, well, yeah. So this is the current now.
Okay. Oh, the best.
Yeah, if we're talking
7.
about,
and I'm not gonna give you my Deshaun until I finally hear it.
Yeah.
As of now, what I see, if they went into the NFL season right now, right freaking now, I would go 7.
Chubb's gonna hit 2K. Woo.
I mean, well, if Stefanski calls like this team is built, he has a chance to. If Kareem doesn't play,
I was gonna say they get rid of Kareem Hunt because I mean, if Kareem Hunt's there's no ways.
If we stop doing that's the whole thing is that we do a 2-back system and Chubb still does like well over 1,000 yards. If he was by himself, he does easily 2K.
Music Maker says 8 games. If Deshaun played 12 games.
If we don't have to deal with Deshaun's suspension, that's not an issue. 12 games easily. But that's the thing is that Deshaun Watson's an issue. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think right now, going from Brissett into saying that we just have the 6-game suspension that has already been set. I'm going by that.
Okay, sure.
I see 9 wins, 9-10 wins.
I was gonna go there. I'll go from 7 to 9.
Yeah, like I see 9-10 wins. If we steal a game from like one of these big games, like if we, surprise Buffalo or something, probably 11. But I see we're not going to go like 13-3. We're not like, or 13-4 now.
Mhm.
I'm still not used to 17-week season, but like I think that we get 9-10 games and we play well enough in our division just to like get a playoff spot. Honestly, like we have a chance to we have a chance to win division based on our division play if we sweep everyone. But we also have a chance just to make wild card off of being in second division, like in 8th in the conference. But it also could be very bad. It really depends on if Brissett can actually play well enough to win those.
Yeah,
because honestly, if he plays the way I'm think he's gonna play, I think we start off the season hot. I think we start off the season hot and go 4-0, 3-1. Like, I don't think we only drop one game, and that would probably only be to Carolina, probably.
9.5.
And if we can start off like...
They have an over-under? What's this?
Braden said after the Deshaun Watson thing was announced, they have an over and under.
They have 9.5.
Yep.
It would see, and that's what I was saying. If they go from... If it's the 6th game, I'll go 9.
Yeah. But if it's indefinite, probably like 7.
I'm going 7.
8. I'm with you on that.
I did it with Jacoby, and I had like 8, but I also have them losing to the Panthers because I think Baker's just going to have a chip on his shoulder on that game.
Oh, he will. He will for sure, and that's what scares me.
He's coming to play that game.
Yeah, no, that's what scares me.
He's going to do his little shimmy to the sideline.
Yeah. Bro, I remember when I don't know if y'all remember this, but it was a Browns Bengal game, and there was like a 60-yard touchdown or something like that. He runs over to the Bengal sideline and just kind of like, and then like kind of just like side shuffles and just stares down Hugh Jackson. I would love if he just throws a 70-yard bomb,
right?
Runs over and just stares down Stefanski. He won't
awesome.
Because I think him and Stefanski are on good terms. It's more that Andrew Barry fucked up that situation. But that would be really funny if that happened. But yeah,
game.
Martin, I think we're losing you.
Can you hear me?
It's like stuttering really bad.
Okay. Let me some of these windows. Probably because I have like
a
ton of windows going on right now.
Yeah, it's a little better now.
Yeah. So see what happens. I close one window.
Yeah, right?
Hey, that's dude. Chrome tapes up so much RAM on your PC. It's not even funny.
Yeah, no, I'm closing out some of them. All right, so I have a feeling that this music. I wonder if that's David. I invited David to rant about his Browns, but we'll see. Anyways, here we go. So Baker will play good this year, then bad the next. Historically, he plays well one year with new systems. Once the defense sees him in the next year, they punish him.
That's like half true. That's like
I don't know.
That's not 100% correct, but like there is an issue like kind of with that, but it's not as bad as people think. It's more about that the sample size is him going from Hugh Jackson to Freddie Kitchens.
Yeah.
Then to Kevin Stefanski, then to shit Kevin Stefanski. Like that's literally the worst sample size or the sample of coaches that you can easily like come up with. It's like, oh yeah, if I was Tom Brady and went from Hugh Jackson to Freddie Kitchens, I would be asked too.
Yeah.
So like, and obviously he's gone from shit Stefanski to Matt Rule, which is like, I mean, I don't know if that's an upgrade or a downgrade, but because it's Matt Rule.
We're gonna see because that team, I understand. It's like I still feel like it's still developing in some weird way. I like Matt Rule, but at the same time, I don't know if I like him that much. So
It's on a weird route right now. I will
It is.
say
It really is.
They're on a really weird route.
So right now, I'm looking at the poll. It's changed. It's gone from 7 to 10 votes, and now it's changed from 10% now. It's at 7, 40% at 8, 20% at 9, and 30% higher than 9. So it's everyone's leaning 8 right now. Which
and I think that's fair because I think you set the standard with just like if
7,
I think everyone
7 without 9 with.
Yeah, I think everyone is
Deshaun.
just saying like without Deshaun because I think everyone is like I think a lot of people are kind of with like, oh well, the league's appealing, so they'll probably get it because the league can
Right.
essentially do whatever they
Right.
want, which is
So.
really annoying. But
No, I agree with you.
We will see. We will see.
We will. I'm again. I've been talking about freaking the week 13. That's the one game I really don't care. I just want to see him play Houston again. That's the only game I care about, to be honest.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. Like, we'll probably end up talking about this on Sunday. We're having ourselves our actual Nerd Huddle draft, so all of us are going to be doing that. So, but other than that, though, Mark, you got anything else to say about these Browns? I know we've covered a lot, and thank you, Sean.
This is probably the most.
This is why I want this. I've been talking to some fans, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I can't," or they're not camera friendly or something. And Sean, I found on Twitch, and I don't know if you're like, it's been a while. Like, I know you told me you're burnt out with some of your videos and you kind of stopped for a little bit.
Yeah.
So right now you're not really doing anything, right?
Nah, not really. I mean,
Fuck
you can still find my YouTube if you just search up Beanie Fridge on YouTube. All one word, no space. You can still find that. I did like a bunch of Mario Strikers Battle League content when that came out. I'll probably come back to that at some point with something, but right now I'm just kind of working on my own stuff.
Okay. All like just taking it easy, I guess, right? And it's all one word, you said, right?
Yeah, just all one word. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I accidentally spaced it, but
no,
my bad. I'll put it in again, but I'll see. I could probably put in the link later in the description or something. But I mean, if you go back into it, I know your hardcore into video games and stuff it's fine. I myself am getting back now that I'm back. Like, I just got back this week, so I'll probably end up doing a little bit more on Twitch, a little bit more unfiltered. But I don't know. It's been fun, man. I'm glad I've, like I said, I've been trying to get fans in here to talk about their teams, but a lot of people are a little camera shy. I know you weren't, because obviously with what you were doing. So
I've been around the camera for a while, so I'm pretty.
And I'm grateful for you to be here, man.
Yeah.
Like, you probably
I really appreciate
in depth with your team, and that's what I like. Because when I talk to them, they're like,
fun.
Yeah, no, and I talk to them, they're like, oh, and they talk hours about their specific team. I'm like, well, why don't you come on our show and just kind of, because we do our overview ones.
Yeah,
and we're closing it up here. We have 2 more teams, Mark, or one? Yeah. Is it the Raiders?
I think it's Raiders and one other team.
I think it might just be the Raiders, to be honest. I gotta look.
We have the Raiders for sure, but
yeah. So I don't know. We're pretty much closing on down, and the next thing you know, it's just fantasy.
Did we do the Broncos? We haven't done the Broncos.
I did the Broncos, I think.
Did you do the Broncos?
Pretty sure I did the Broncos. There was a few episodes where you were sick, and I just racked out like a crap ton of them without you. No, sorry, not sorry. we had to do them. But yeah, so I know Monday we'll end up doing the Raiders, but Sunday we'll have our redraft league. Tanks, his little redraft league that he's got going on for our Nerd Huddle. The Nerd Huddle, it's all one freaking. It's all under the same umbrella. I mean, we're just part of it. But yeah, guys, if you guys tell your friends, family, whatever, dude, we are giving out a jersey here pretty soon. We are at 165. So coming up at 200, we're gonna give out another jersey. Mark has his custom one back there behind him. It says Dynasty Pylon on there, but it's a team of your choice. So Sean, if you come back and during the 200 episode, I'll have a specific one. All you really have to do is put a code word in there, and we're giving out a Dynasty Pylon jersey. And it'll be a Browns one. It's stitched.
Hell
dude.
Yeah.
It's stitched. It's
yeah.
So
yeah, they're pretty legit.
yeah, his is his favorite number, and back says Dynasty Pylon it. I think that'll be our number 2. I honestly think we'll hit 200 before the season ends, so I think that'll be our number 2. It'll price. So if you hypothetically win, Sean, it'll be Dynasty Pylon, and then I'll talk to you what kind of custom designs he makes or whatever, and then it'll be the number 2 on it. So, it'll be a jersey you can wear basically your entire life, because it's not going to be an actual player. So, but yeah, man, Sean, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Man. This was really fun.
I mean, if you want to come back some other time, talk about other teams or just talk football. I know you said you're getting into fantasy football again this season, so
yeah. I would love to, man. Whenever I get the time, I'd love to. I'd love
for
to
sure.
Come back.
But we're like I said, we're here doing this all the time. Sunday we are going to be here Sunday with the rest of the crew, and they're going to do their thing with us. It's going to be on this channel, of course.
Yeah.
I know we're combining 2 channels to one. So make sure you sub for Fantasy Questions starting week 1. Yeah. So after week 1, the Nerd Huddle channel will no longer air football stuff. It'll be all on this one. So, if you're do I have both?
Well, no, they'll still have the Panda and Grizzly show, I think.
They will, but specifically the Sunday morning ones. I don't think I have the banner because we're not airing on that channel. Right? Yeah, I don't have the banner for it. We're not airing on that channel right now. But Sunday we have the freaking thing at the bottom, like we kind of do with the schedule. So I don't know. It's going to be an exciting year. The Browns are going to be an exciting team to watch.
Yep.
It's going to be very interesting to see what they do. Do I expect them? Oh, wait, there it is. There it is. That's the one. That's the one. I didn't think we had the banner on this channel.
I just switched it to the Morning Spike. You can switch the banners without changing the brand. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Oh, the banners. Yeah. My bad. Well, I mean, to me, this banner's useless because we're not even on the Morning Spike right now. I mean, if you're watching, for the 15 people that are here, thank you so much again. You're already here, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah. So, anyways, Mark, are you're good? No last hatred towards Deshaun or anything. I know you had Deshaun for 2 seasons.
I don't have hatred towards him.
Well, you had him in your Dynasty League for the longest time.
It was great having him for the first year when he was a top 5 quarterback. And then last year was a headache. I was like, no.
And then he went with Wentz for like 2 straight seasons.
I had to go Carson Wentz. Oh. Mister, I'll get 20 points in the first half and then finish the game with 18 points because I get negative points in the second half. Happened like almost on a weekly basis. It was so annoying.
Makes sense.
I don't have any hatred towards him.
Okay, all right. So here's the final poll: 8% 7, 42% 8, 9% 17, and 33% said higher than 9. So again, we were still leaning towards the 8 games. So not bad. 12 votes. I think we had a total of like 19 viewers today, 20 viewers. So 12 votes, not bad. But yeah, good. I honestly, like I said, 7. And yes, we're doing that at 200. We're not that far. So 200, we're going to do that. So, again, that's it, man. Sean, thank you. I will continue to text you and we'll come back another day, talk about any other team. Are you passionate about any other team besides the Browns, or you just kind of? I mean, you live in Texas. I'm sure you get a lot of freaking Houston, a lot of freaking Cowboys. No, not really.
I mean, yeah, I because my roommate's a Texans fan, so I hear a lot about the Texans. So I kind of know about the Texans, but I just follow football in general, so I can pretty much gather info in 30 minutes and talk about like whatever team I need to.
Okay, not bad. Not
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed having you here. We'll definitely get you back on some other day. But for the rest of you, look, it's Friday, guys. Take care of yourselves. If you're gonna go drinking, don't drink too much where you can't, physically do anything. Because I want to see you Sunday. You beautiful people, you. Good morning, good evening, good night. Wherever the hell you guys are at. Take care of yourselves. This is Dynasty Pylon. That's Sean down there. Hi. Welcome. Goodbye. We'll bring you back. Mark, of course, you know him. Other than that, Tank, thanks for stopping by. Music, thanks for stopping by. And Alyssa, it's always good to hear from you. Even though you come in here and you leave right away. So it's all good. Just glad you're good. All right. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you guys Sunday morning as we do our Nerd Huddle draft. And with all the other guys, hopefully Brian is feeling better that day and he can actually join us that day. Other than that, I got nothing else. Have a good day, guys. Thanks for watching.
Later.
Getting hyped when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate. When I watch me elevate.